Before female CEOs were a trend, a mother named Sarah changed history. Born to freed slaves, widowed young, and working as a laundress, she had $1.25 and a dream to help Black women feel beautiful and independent. She became Madam C.J. Walker, the first self-made female millionaire in America. Not just a business mogul, she trained 20,000 plus women, gave them work, purpose, and pride. She didn't just build a brand, she built a movement. She was born as Sarah Breedlove. Her parents, Owen and Miranda Breedlove, were enslaved and recently set free. Sarah was the fifth child, but she was the first to be born free from the shackles of slavery. Unfortunately, happiness was fleeting. Minerva Breedlove died in 1874, and her husband died the year after, leaving Sarah orphaned at the young age of 7. Forced to leave the house she grew up in, she was sent to live with her sister Luvinia. At the young age of 14, she married a gentleman named Moses McWilliams. Things started to look bright for Sarah. On June 6, 1885, the couple was blessed with a daughter with whom they decided to name Lelia. Yet, reality was cruel. Moses died 2 years later, and once again, Sarah had to move to greener pastures. With her daughter Alelia, they moved to St. Louis where Sarah's brothers lived. The brothers have established themselves as barbers in St. Louis, and here, Sarah found work as a dishwasher, earning a measly $1.50 a day. Her earnings were just enough to send her daughter Alayla to public school. If I have accomplished anything in life, it is because I have been willing to work hard. For a decade, she continued her work as a dishwasher, while at the same time she joined the St. Paul African Methodist Episcopal Church, where she was also mentored by the teachers and members of the National Association of Colored Women. Sarah Breedlove was actually facing problems with her scalp. She was losing hair by the minute, so she decided to experiment with hair products, formulating her own products to try and tackle scalp and baldness issues. While exploring ideas, she worked as a sales agent for Annie Turnbow, the founder of the Poro Company. It took a long time for Sarah to perfect her formula. She needed more than just experimenting to get the results she needed. When she moved to Denver in 1905, she worked as a cook for a pharmacist where she finally learned the basic chemistry that would propel her ideas to greater heights. With the knowledge she had acquired, she finally created an ointment that healed dandruff and other hygiene-related ailments that plagued the citizens of America in that period. In 1906, she finally married the man she met in St. Louis, and with Charles's knowledge in advertising, Sarah achieved local success, which was then later termed the Walker Method, or the Walker System of Beauty Culture. It was at this moment that Sarah Breedlove would now be known as Madam C.J. Walker. In the years to come, her business would prosper. She would not only sell beauty products, but also train Walker agents, who were trained sales beauticians. These agents were responsible for spreading the philosophy of Walker's cleanliness and loveliness. Traveling nationwide, she spread her learnings to thousands of her fellow women of color. She found employment for them, where they would normally be assigned as cooks or maids. Her drive for success would not limit her at all, so she decided to expand internationally as she visited the Caribbean and Central America. Madame C.J. Walker was not only a successful businesswoman, she was also a philanthropist. Her $1,000 contribution to the African American Young Christians Association, YMCA, and her $5,000 contribution to National Association for the Advancement of Colored People Anti-Lynching Fund. Having experienced hardships herself, she wanted others to at least have a chance for the better. Aside from her donations, she was also politically active, having joined the silent protests speaking out against the lynching against people of color. In a visit to the White House, she also advocated for the rights of her fellow African Americans who served in France during World War I. At the age of 51, Madame C.J. Walker died of hypertension at Villa Lawaro. She left 1/3 of her estate to her daughter and the other remainder to various charities. Madame C.J. Walker made the most of her life. She grew up in hardship, yet rose above it all. She was a loving mother, she was a wife, and she was a beacon of light to her fellow African Americans. There is no royal flower-strewn path to success, and if there is, I have not found it, for if I have accomplished anything in life, it is because I have been willing to work hard. Honor the mothers who build legacies.